In this tutorial, we're going to examine how to set up the Good Spirit School Division contact tracking form that we're going to use. And we can always start and access Google Documents by logging onto our Gmail account, and from our Gmail account, just clicking on Documents at the top. You should see in your list of documents something called Good Spirit Contact Tracking Form version 2. Make sure it is version 2. And the name is cut off here a little bit. You can see, though, if I hover over top of it, that the full file name appears. So we want to open up that form. Now, we can't use this form directly because this one is shared among a number of people, so we need a copy that we can use ourselves. So to do that, we're going to go to File and Make a Copy. And we can call that whatever we like. I'm going to call this one Cal's Contact Tracking Form. We can get rid of the version 2 in this case. And I'm not going to copy document collaborators, so I don't check that. Click OK. Now you'll notice the name has changed to Cal's Contract Tracking Form. If we go back to our Google Documents list, though, we refresh that, you'll see that the original that was shared with us is still there. So we haven't lost that. We've just created a new one. Go back to that tracking form. There's a couple things you need to do to set this up so that it's convenient for your use. And the first one is that you need to type in the names of the schools. So in here, let's say that we work at the Regional and Yorkdale and Columbia. We type those schools in there. What that's going to do is it's going to tally the number of contacts over here in this column for each school. Now, one of the nice things about Google Documents is that it saves automatically. You notice that as soon as we type these names in here, it immediately saved them. You can see up here that it says saved seconds ago. So it's almost impossible to lose data when you're working in a Google Documents spreadsheet. Our next job is going to be to create a shortcut on our desktop so that we can access the online form whenever we want. To do that, we first have to access the form the first time. So we go to Form and go to Live Form. And it automatically brings us to this point, to our Student Counselor Contact Tracking Form. What we need to do is we need to highlight this address up here and copy it. I'll use Control-C. You could right-click on it, though, and choose Copy. Once we do that, we need to create a shortcut for that. So to do that, we need to go to our desktop. I'm going to do that by right-clicking and going Show the Desktop. I right-clicked on the taskbar. There's other ways that you can do it. I'm going to right-click on the desktop now, and I'm going to go New and choose Shortcut. Now your menus may look a little different depending on whether you're working on Windows XP or Windows Vista or Windows 7. I'm working on Windows 7, but the process is pretty much identical. Type the location of the item you want. Well, I'm too lazy to type that big address, so I'm going to choose Control-V, as in Victor, to paste it. And I'm going to click Next. Now I give it a name. I'll just call it Contact Tracking Form. And click Finish. And now we're ready to use that contact tracking form whenever we want. And that'll be our next lesson.